Welcome to the computer project presentation tonight. So today, the project we're going to be presenting is a smart math clock created by Leon He, who's an 11th grade student. Today, we're going to have 3 sections. So right now it's introduction. And then we're going to have Leon do a speaker demo of his project. And then in the end, we can ask questions about this project.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leon, and today I'll be presenting to you about my project on an interactive alarm, one that wakes you up. So I'm currently a high school student studying at La Cañada High School. I'm 16 years old. I'm in my junior year, and in my spare time, I like to code and play computer games. And I'm hoping to major in computer science or computer engineering. And for this project, I've spent over 3 months developing it. So initially, how I got the idea of making this application was as homework and studies started to pile up on me during high school, it became harder and harder to wake up in the morning. And one of the problems that happens all the time is I would set an alarm on my phone and the alarm would go off, and then I would wake up for the time and then I would press the snooze button, but immediately after I would fall back down to sleep. And then if the alarm never sounds off again, then I basically didn't wake up. And so I thought of a solution, which is making this alarm app that would force you to perform certain tasks before the alarm could be completely snoozed, so that it ensures that you're fully awake before it turns off the alarm. So some basic functions of this app, just like pretty much any other alarm app, you can set an alarm and the alarm can be on repeat. For example, every weekday from Monday to Friday, you have to wake up. So then you can set that alarm when you're creating it. You can set a repeat from every Monday to Friday. And then, yeah, that's basically it. So this is when you first open the app, it's going to give you an option to sign up or log in. And this is because all of your alarms are actually going to be stored in an online database. So if you happen to log in on another device, it will remember all of your alarms. And so long as you're logged in, the alarms will work. So after you log in or sign up, this is the homepage that you will see. And we can see in this case, the user already has 2 alarms set on Monday. And one is that he wants to wake up at 7:30 every morning. And this is going to be for me, this is going to be from Monday to Friday because I have school and need to wake up early. And usually my lunch happens around 11:40. So there's another that. And we can see on the top row, there are tabs for every single day of the week. So you can see, even though an alarm might be on repeat, it'll still appear under every tab. So let's say today's Monday. After you click on Monday, you can see every alarm that you have planned for today. And then once you go to add an alarm, this is basically the page you will see. You have the option to give your alarm a name. Just like the previous page, it could be waking up, maybe picking up children, or simple stuff like exercising. And then you would have the option to set the time, which days of the week do you want it to repeat on, several ringtones to choose from, and volume. And then the last part is the special thing about this program, where before, like I said, the problem is some people, they would hit the snooze button and then immediately fall back to sleep. But in this case, when you hit the snooze button, it is going to bring you into a page that displays several questions for you to answer. They could be, simple math questions like addition, like the one we have on the right, or users would actually have the option, if they want, to create their own question and answers. And they could even have multiple questions. But how this would work is after you hit the snooze, the questions will display in order and you would have to answer them one by one. But what happens is if you happen to fall back asleep during this time, or if you're not conscious enough to get all the questions correct, after a short period of time, the alarm will trigger off again. So let's say you do fall asleep after hitting the snooze button. The alarm, let's say after 20 seconds, it's going to go off again. And then it's going to force you to wake up until you are fully awake. You're able to answer all the questions. Then the alarm will be snoozed once you answer all the questions correctly. Some of the challenges I had while developing this application was transferring the properties of alarms to the database, basically updating them. If you delete an alarm off of your account, you also need to delete it off of the database. And also, we worked on a simple and accessible graphic user interface. Basically makes it very easy for you to navigate around and know where stuff are, and editing alarms. We connected each user's login information and alarms to an online database. And then also last challenge was, the biggest challenge was allowing the device to display notification and play the ringtone when the alarm is triggered. And then some improvements that I'm planning to add is maybe an adjustable timer to answer harder or longer questions. For example, if you make a really hard question or that question happens to be harder, you can preset the timer for allowing you to answer the question to be longer. So you do actually have the time to answer the question in the case that you're awake. Also, another thing that would be helpful is to add machine learning to this program, where it would actually do several tests to see the level of volume that will wake you up usually. And then it could use prediction to decide a volume that's going to be just enough to wake you up. And another one is I'm trying to make users have the choice of having questions toggleable in case, they just need a simple alarm without the question, like, reminding yourself to take medicine or whatever. And a nice touch would be more ringtones. And this is my email. And that is it. Thank you.
Do you have like a code or like an actual things to demonstrate?
Oh yeah, I'll pull that right up.
Yeah. Everything.
Okay. So this is where I developed the program. I did it on Android Studio. On the right is there's this phone-shaped emulator where basically it's it simulates what would happen if you actually had the app on your phone. So normally you would click sign up. Let's just say we're creating a new account. It's Leon. We'll have the password as 1234. Sign up, and it brings you to a home page. And then in this case, you could create a new alarm, and then we can call this test. And then right now it's 8:16, so let's set this to 8:17 so that it goes off later. And then today is Friday. Oh, actually the time just changed to 8:18. 8:17. And then we can pick that ringtone. And then here the questions, users could actually choose to add more questions or edit the questions. So in this case, I'll just ask something simple like, how are you? And then the answer would be good. And we hit the check mark. We save the alarm. And then if we go to Friday, we can see that we have an alarm set on Friday. And after that, we can just wait for it to go off. Shouldn't take long. It's almost 8:18. And there it is. And after we click on that, might have just canceled it. I think it's because I'm in the app right now that it doesn't pop up. But if I was on the home page, then it will pop up and bring us to the question page. I don't know why it's not going off right now. Maybe because I accidentally changed something in the code. Could I show a video instead?
Yeah, I think that would also work.
Okay, this is basically where you sign up. And then you can create alarms here. You can set it to repeat on different weekdays. And then so far there's 4 ringtones. We could add questions. And then you can start answering the question, and that turns off the alarm temporarily. And let's say you fall back asleep right now. The alarm would actually sound off if you don't answer it. So in that case, I took too long to answer the second question, so to make me start over again. And then if I answer all the questions correctly in time, then the alarm will be turned off.
Okay, nice presentation. And I think this is a pretty clear demonstration of what your project actually does. So does anyone, wait, just to make sure, is this at the end of your demonstration?
Yeah.
Okay. So does anyone want to ask questions from the audience? Actually, I myself want to ask one other question. So are the questions, are the math problems in your alarm randomly generated? Or like the user
Yeah, so by default, let me just see. By default, when you add a question, they're going to be random, just simple addition math questions.
Okay.
But what the user can do is, for example, they are setting alarm to, let's say a parent is setting the alarm to pick up their children from school. For example, they could set the question to be, what is this alarm for? And the answer would be to pick up my children. So when they think of the answer to snooze the alarm, they would actually remember what the alarm is trying to remind them of.
Okay, so it's pretty flexible, isn't it? Nice. Okay. Anyone else have any question to ask?
Yes. So for example, what if you wake up and you just keep you cannot do any math questions because you just woke up and then you're really sleepy, and then
right. So if that's the case, then maybe when you wake up every day, you can change the questions to maybe simpler tasks. For example, it'll ask you, what's the color of the floor? And you would have to, normally the first thing you wake up in the morning, you wouldn't remember what the color of your floor is off of the top of your head. So you would either sit up and look at the floor, or you could do some other questions other than math, because math is just the default that it generates. It doesn't have to be math questions.
I have a question. What was the proudest part of this project?
Sorry, one sec. Could you repeat that again?
What was your proudest part of this project?
Oh, well, I would say that my proudest part would be I would actually say my proudest part of this project is that the user interface of the app looks very tidy, and I think that all the stuff that's needed is there. It's very simplistic. And this has been one of my long-term struggles that I've been having, like trying to wake up. So this has actually helped me a lot. And not only that, but I really like the fact that I can sort the alarms according to the days of the week, because, to wake up at 7:30, I believe that's something I would only do during weekdays during school. And then so that's, I think, the best feature besides the questions.
I see. Thank you.
So if there's aren't any other questions, we'll just make the meeting end over here. So thank you everyone for coming, and then see you next week.